Hello and happy Wednesday. My name is Michael Leeserman here with the Trial Guide's tip of the day. It is September 17th, 2025, and our tip today comes from the video Concepts in Jury Psychology by Bill Barton. Here to read today's tip is Bill Barton.
Hey, good morning, Michael. Consistent evidence strengthens a trial story, while inconsistent evidence is often ignored. Now, let me take that and break it into some parts. And this comes from a video I did that analyzes a lot of the heuristics. Heuristics are a big word for shortcuts, the ways people think, thinking fast, thinking slow. And that's a classic example of the difference between intuitive thinking, when you look at something and you quickly form an impression and then you backfill it, versus deductive thinking, which we lawyers are so proud of, where we start on the facts and we build to a conclusion like a triangle. Let me break the news to you that jurors do not think deductively. Only lawyers who are very smart and too proud of their analytic abilities do that. And it doesn't work. Now, what you want to do, and you use focus groups that will help you identify what I want to now get a load of this. You want to develop an effective trial story and themes. And when you hire a jury consultant and do a focus group, there are different kinds of focus groups. One is a concept focus group, and here's how they do it. It's bottom up, where the jury consultant will say to the jury, they'll release a certain bite-sized amount of information, and then they'll say to them, what more would you like to know, or what do you think happened? And the jury will self-reveal what they think happened, the story, their trial story. Hang on to that for a minute, because I'm going to come over here from this side. Your job is to tell the jury story in the plaintiff's voice, because when they hear it, they will recognize it as common sense, because it's their story. There's a lot of stuff underneath this. I want to upset some people here. I've written a number of books, and I'm a big one on storytelling. And when people come to me, they want me to tell their story. I get it. I'm not offended by that. But the truth is, when you study the reptile, people don't give a damn about other people. They want to protect themselves and their kin. So what I want to do is I want to find a way to tell the jury's story in your voice. Now, what that means is no offense to the integrity of you and what happened, but we're going to make sure that I can get as much overlap between the jury's idea of what happened in common sense and what happened to you. And I want to make sure that we don't get too far afield from the jury's story when we're telling your story. So it's kind of a set of templates, one on top of another, and it's different between intuitive and deductive. And intuitive are your instincts, your moral intuition. You form a quick opinion, and then you backfill all the facts to support it once you've got your story. This is what happened. And you will reject inconsistent information. So there's a lot here. This is only 2 lines long, but it's got a lot of stuff underneath it in jury psychology and how you set out to be effective and persuade. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here today, Bill. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You know, Michael, if you wanted me to, I'd like to supplement that with 1 or 2 other things. And this is me being critical now of the world. But the traditional plaintiff's model I was handed when I was young is broken. And it focused, and it came out of people like Phil Corboy out of Chicago, who was fabulous. And I remember sitting at the podium with him, and he would say the plaintiff should not long remain a stranger to the jury. I'm not going to argue with that literally, but the truth is liability provokes damages. And I want to keep the focus of judgment, and that's a term from Jim McElhaney in Trial Notebook 4, the focus of judgment on the defendant and their choices. Because when I do that, and then they later try and turn around and blame the plaintiff in some fashion, it could have there, but for the grace of God go I. That plaintiff could have been any juror. But when you initially seize upon your affection for the client, your patriotism, your loyalty, and your client think that this case is about them, it should be a referendum on the defendant's citizenship, and negligence should be reframed to be choices. And the more you can make it betrayal, of a community trust, the larger the liability. When I went to the Spence camp in 2007, Jerry used to sit in the class and he'd say, "Is your case big enough?" And that's what he was talking about. Is your liability big enough? And when you quit thinking about negligence, because we are wired to forgive, it's a Christian ethos, love and forget. But betrayal, when somebody betrays a community trust, and this comes directly out of David Clark in Omaha. He was the voice behind the throne with Spence. And I'm looking to my left. I have 3 large 3-ring binders of David's notes, and many of them between him and Spence. And David was the one that came up with that and cleaned up the thinking so that negligence, when it became betrayal, it completely changed the game. Because if you're suing a doctor and you've got choices, doctor's got choices to make, people can forgive him. He's out there saving lives. We're not going to come along and second guess him. But if he betrays a trust, you can show that in some fashion. And then there's any evidence of minimizing or covering up. Now we have a different case. And the key to big damages is big liability.
Wow.
Just lump the whole bunch in.
You did lump a bunch in there, and you gave me a pleasant memory. I remember the first time I met you was at Trial Lawyers College on the ranch in 2007. So it's been a while. Wow. All right. Thank you for.
Hey, let's be intimate in a public way. I'm 77. How old are you, David?
Michael. I'm 55.
Oh, yes.
I'm a youngin. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
between you and me,
let's take this offline and let's let people get on with their day. But we'll.
your time. All right.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Let's take a deep breath together and just be grateful to be alive this Wednesday. May the work we do today help to reduce suffering in the world. May it help repair the world. May our work show that law can be a unifying and guiding force for good in this world. May we fiercely and compassionately champion our clients' causes. I'm going to ring a bell 3 times now. Let this sound take you to a sacred place, whether that be a place of meditation, of prayer, or just let the sounds wash over you and remind you, it's Wednesday, wake up, go out, do good things, and have fun while you're doing it.